when I have produce looking like this, you understand? Look at these. When I have produce looking like this, I have more here looking like that. Why would you not do it? Yeah. Today we mean business, okay? We're gonna get something done today. Compost tea, compost stew, that's what we're working on today, okay? And I need you all involved. And you that's sitting at the back that has been putting this off, making your own compost tea, compost stew, we're gonna do that today, step by step, and you're gonna watch me. I'm gonna show you all the ingredients, and we're gonna get right into it, okay? Let's go. Good. So let's get something neatly spread out here. We're going down on all fours today because it is a working day, okay? So I'm gonna show you. First and foremost, have a bucket. This is my 5-gallon bucket that I got. I'm gonna tell you all about it. I'm gonna lay the ingredients out first and then we'll move along, okay? Get some bottles of water and I'll tell you why they are here already stored in bottles and how we're moving along, okay? Good. We have browns. This is our dried leaves, okay? That is three things so far, okay? We have a thing to scoop up our compost tea when it's done. We have a stick to store our compost when it's done. Coffee grounds, okay? You need this coffee grounds as part of yours. I'm gonna tell you all about this, everything. Oh, right there. And then I had some greens, okay? This is from the yard. Grass clippings, okay? This is another thing. The only thing I don't have here, which is optional, okay? You can use it if you want. It's cardboard. We're gonna move right along and I'm gonna be demonstrating how this is done, okay? So now let me get some gloves on and I'm gonna show you why. Of course, certain things would have started to break down and microbes being in the thing. So let me show you my bucket here. So inside the bucket here, you might be wondering what it is. I had remnants. Me and my husband, we did some roots. We always make roots every now and again. So the herbs, so we always do herbs, and the trash that we did. So we boil it and the trash, we put it in, and this is rainwater that we added to it. So this has started to break down. Of course, there's a stench here, but I have other things to add. So I'll show you how I do it. So this just worked out to be my first step that was already in the bucket, okay? So let me put it here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add browns in it. So the browns, okay, this is carbon. Brown, cardboard, you have your brown leaves, all of those, they represent carbon. And carbon helps to feed the nutrients within the compost itself that you're building, okay? It is very much important because you need a mixture. You need a mixture of carbon, you need nitrogen, the invisible one, which is oxygen, which I'll tell you about. But starting off with the tangible things, okay? The bucket, the water, the browns, the greens, all of that, okay? So let's go. So first thing, it's the browns I'm gonna be adding. And the reason why I'm starting with that, the water in here, it's already very fluid, very liquid. So I need more to add to start to get it to that soupy texture. So this will be kind of messy. Now I want you to come in and look at what's happening here, okay? So you see, this is getting now to be more thick. So you keep adding, okay? And then we're gonna layer it, all right? The next thing is my coffee grounds. They give them away for free, and this is grounds for the garden. It is packaged just like this. You go, you take it up for free, okay? It's just the used coffee grounds and they package it nicely. I've had this one now sitting here for about 2 weeks or so. So this is what we're adding next. And the thing with coffee grounds, Coffee grounds, if you notice some worms and stuff started to be in it, this is breaking down. This is good. This is healthy. Okay? Coffee grounds, it helps to neutralize the smell, and it adds carbon and nitrogen to this mix. So here we go. And then now we have the greens from your yard. Okay, this now represents nitrogen. Nitrogen feeds the microbes as well. Okay, you need to add an even balance of each: carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen. The reason why I put the leaves as the first layer, of course, it's dried leaves, and what happens is the leaves create air pockets. Okay, those air pockets, as it suggests, facilitates air being in various parts of this compost stew. And what that air does, once the air is there, that means oxygen is getting in, because you need oxygen to work itself in. You not only want the good microbes, but you want to lessen the bad ones. So you need things to work, and you need to feed the good ones, which is from dried leaves that are creating the pockets. Okay, so I add it in layers, and here we go, another layer of dried leaves. Okay, let me go. And just in case you're just joining us, hi, my name is Deb. I know today I'm down and dirty. I'm low on the ground, and we're doing business. Okay, because this will facilitate you buying zero fertilizer. This is your fertilizer. Okay, this is where we need to be going. Things are getting too expensive, and certain things are just unnecessary. If you can make it yourself, basically free. This bucket, by the way, just so you know, I got from my local Chick-fil-A. Okay. The water I use in my compost stew was stored in bottles for a reason. Why? I told you, I'll tell you why. So I have these sitting now for about a week. What I did was, once you store the water, chlorine. I got it from the pipe, so it has chlorine. And remember, chlorine, as it suggests, you find it in pools, they put it in the tap water to, of course, disinfect it. And what that does, it kills bad bacteria. Okay, some of those bacteria might be beneficial for you and to us in the compost stew. So if you use water direct from the pipe and put it in there, then that is a problem, because you're killing off some of the bacteria you need that will, you know, churn this thing and make it good and richer to feed the plants. So that is why I make them sit. Once you have them sitting, you're good to go. Okay. I didn't use all the water that I had stored, but guess what? I didn't throw it out, because later on, what you're going to use this to do, this water now becomes what you need for dilution. So when your compost stew is done, you take a little out. Of course, you dilute it 1 to 10. It's a good ratio. And you have some water in your bucket already. You pour some of your stew in, cover, shake, and now you're good to go. So even if you don't use all the water that you store to make your compost tea, don't throw it out, because that is now good water for dilution. And I must add, if you can catch rainwater, that is even better, because nothing pushes plants, push their growth, stabilizes their roots like rainwater. A slow compost is a stinky compost. So you have to make sure that even though you're making compost stew, yes, you want it to be fluid, but if it's too fluid, it will rot fast. And if it's too slow, if it is too thick, it will smell. You understand? And smell really fast. So you have to strike a balance. So I want you to see what I have going on here, okay? My secret ingredient, I added to the top. And this is orange peel. As a matter of fact, this is a tangerine, but citrus. Citrus is important because that helps to control the smell, and it also adds to it. You know, it has its own nitrogen, its own carbon that is making this good. If you notice, this is still fluid, but it is not slow and it is not too liquidy. Okay, this is the consistency you want, because this will facilitate adequate breakdown, and this adequate breakdown now will form the liquid that you can now get and use, and you sip it off and you will have good liquid here to use. I want you all to know one thing: slow compost is stinky compost. Okay, good. And just to repeat the things that I added to mine, okay, I have the greens, you know, the greens from my yard, the cut grass, cardboard if you have it. I just didn't have any more cardboard. I think I cut up all my cardboard and put into my beds as much, which is good too. But if you have more, you add it to your compost stew. Okay, so you have your cardboard, you have your dried leaves, because remember, air pockets is needed. Air pockets is important. We need oxygen getting in. And as I mentioned, oxygen, which is the invisible ingredient, very good for your thing. Once you make this compost tea, what you need to do is cover it. Okay, cover it and let this sit for 2 to 3 days. And after 2 to 3 days, before you do your first storing, okay, because the objective is to let it set and let it start to do its business. And once that is underway, then you start to turn it, because once you're turning it, what you're doing is distributing the air and redistributing the microbes from one area to another, so that it is evenly done and evenly beneficial to you. Okay, so that's the thing. I'm trying to see what else I forgot. I told you about the citrus, which is a secret ingredient. I told you about the bucket. The bucket here, go to Chick-fil-A, ask them for the pickle bucket. It's their pickle bucket that they throw away these, so this is free. So all the ingredients listed here that I gave you are basically free. I mean, what would you buy? The orange peel, you know, and you just save the peelings from it and you add it. So that is my take on how I do my compost, and especially important for a small space. Okay, not because you're making compost stew or tea means it should be stink, expensive equipment, you need any expensive ingredient or whatever. Everything is all around your yard. Okay, so with that being said, here it is. Tell me what you think, what you would like to add, or what you use for yours, because this here should save you a ton. It would save you a ton, and your produce will thank you. They will thank you, because this is way better than store-bought anything. Okay, store-bought anything, because even in the store, when they say natural, you don't know, they can't say anything. This is all from me today, Dev. Yes, the AC is giving me a challenge. The heat is on, but the heat is on in this place too. Tell me if you benefited from this video, if you benefited and you feel now empowered, you understand the basics, and you're able to make your own compost tea. Please, I need you to come along with me. I need you to get this, because we're moving on. Cheaper, healthier, okay, more economical. That is what this channel is about. So see you in the next one, because who knows what we'll be learning next. Take care. Bye.